Hello everybody, welcome to Topic 1 Roundup, Wednesday afternoon, and we've wrapped up with communication, and very importantly communication, because all of the things that we've done up until this point in time require communication, and they require communication with your stakeholders, your staff, your customers, and you've got to communicate these artifacts that we produce. And those being things like the feasibility study, the business case, the project charter, the schedule, the budget, a scope statement, a stakeholder plan, the quality analysis, the risk analysis, all of those things. And reflect back on topic 1. Those are the main things to take out. I might have missed a few of them. But you should have a clear understanding in your mind as to why we do those things. If you don't, if you can't see why we do a product breakdown structure, you're missing something. If you don't understand the difference between a feasibility study and a business case, you're missing something. The feasibility study answers the question, is it feasible to solve this problem? Is it going to make a difference to our business? The business case looks at the return on investment of pursuing a particular course of action. And ideally and typically you would rank a number of business cases to pursue, given that you will always have resource constraints. So understanding why we do these things is absolutely important. Create in your minds a model, and if that model doesn't make sense, you need to go back and revise the notes until it does. It's important that you have your own model of project management that works for you. But it's also important that you understand all of these things, because as professional project managers, you will, during the course of your career, get exposed to a lot of different environments, perhaps even different countries. And the content we've delivered to you comes from a lot of sound research, and I'm confident that everything we've delivered to you really does have a good purpose and function. There was a post from Sol, I think, about how important is earned value, and it might not be important in all your projects, but the more experienced you get, the bigger your projects become, those things start becoming important, and in some environments they are a standard, so you will come across them. Thanks, Tebaho. You posted some insightful questions on the forums, and I was going to talk about them here as well, although I did cover them a bit in my reply to you. But step back from topic 1 and ask yourself the question, what can I take out of this? On another aspect of Tebaho's questions, well, he asked for some tips in how to do time management and optimize the time you've got to devote to the course, and that's very important. And what I think is probably a very sensible thing to do is to, at the start of each topic, at the start of each module, look ahead and anticipate and see where the problems are going to be. Is this quiz going to be tricky? Is this assignment going to be difficult? Is the tutorial going to be a problem? Do that right at the start of the week. Then you've got time to search for ideas, and that searching doesn't have to be active searching. Very often our subconsciouses, the stimulus that is available to us just in the environments we work in, if we've got the right questions posed in our mind, by doing a thorough analysis of what the problem might be, those answers will come to you, and you'll save yourself time. In our businesses, I see it all the time. I look at the week ahead and I think, well, this production schedule is just not going to be possible. But you have that problem in mind, and you drive forward, and as you drive forward, something changes, and suddenly the production schedule does become possible. Perhaps another customer cancelled their order. But yes, so nonetheless, internalize something for yourself that makes sense in all of this. It's so important that you don't walk away from this topic with a paint-by-numbers approach. And it's so important that you don't ever produce an artifact that has no bigger purpose in your project. It must have a reason. The work breakdown structure must exist with the product breakdown structure. You use the two of them together to produce an optimal schedule. So enough about that. And I wanted to also talk a little bit about leadership. And we're heading off into the leadership debate. And there are different styles of leadership, and very often we aren't all blessed with personalities that are loud, aggressive, domineering, and very stereotypical of what we sometimes classify as leaders. And we forget to step back and say, well, very often leadership isn't like that. Very often leadership can be intellectual, quiet, and effective communication, driving us in the right direction. And remember that to be a good leader, you have to be a good follower as well. Just think about the difference between Tony Blair and Donald Trump as political leaders. Very different styles, both very effective at accomplishing their objectives. Well, I know who I'd rather be like, but Tony Blair, intellectual, quiet, listens to the counter arguments, and comes back with something that is well thought through. Donald Trump very much shooting from the hip a lot of the time, but extremely successful in business. So you don't have to fit the stereotypical type to be a good leader. And remember, in project management, very often we have to, as a project manager, jump into project leader type role. And there's a distinction between leadership and management. And in my mind, leadership is, I've got a job to do and I've got these resources and they're going to help me get it done. As a project manager, I look at it slightly differently and I say, there's this job to do. I've got these resources, and what I have to do is organize, direct, and manage the resources so that they can do the job. There's a difference. We're project managers, and successful project managers remember the difference between leadership and management. And the most successful project managers that I've seen are not operating in leadership style all the time. They allow their project leaders to do that. They are organizing, directing, motivating, identifying the problems, communicating, and they ideally have clean desks and a clear mind about where they're going. But looking ahead, and topic 3, I've created a new forum for you to have a look at. And this is all about choosing your project for topic 3. So I've invited you to put a short post on as to where you're going, where your thinking is going in terms of choosing a project for topic 3. Currently on presentation 1, I'm looking at projects that range from 50,000 Rand to 50 million Rand. It's not necessarily the size of the project that determines whether you're going to have a good experience. And there are 2 aspects to the experience. There's getting a good mark, and there's having a rich learning experience. If you come to the table with a project that is so minimal, you're going to reduce the richness of your learning experience. However, if you come to the table with a project that is so complex, you're not going to have enough time to deliver the artifacts that are required. You're not going to have enough resource at your disposal to do that. So have a look at my post on the forum and think about what project you would like to come forward with for topic 3. Write me a few lines and I'll give you a reflection of what I think, if it's an ideal project or not. So I think that's all I have to say. We're heading off into topic 2 now. Good luck and well done on completing topic 1. Looking forward to interacting with you on the forums. I think we only have a tutorial on the 18th, 19th of October. So it'll be a while before we chat again in the tutorials. But thanks for listening to me, and good luck. Enjoy the week. Bye bye.